how upcoming artists should sell themselves or their brands. And lastly, we talk about streaming music. Is it favorable for the upcoming artist? So first, we start with the first one, which is Zambia music production. What can you rate? I mean, how can you rate Zambia music production so far when it comes to the international wise?
I think in the last 10 years or so, I think the production standards have really, really gone high. There's very good, healthy competition, and I think producers that are coming up now are living up to the expectations. The sound, I kind of feel like the sound keeps improving. And if you ask me, I would easily put Zambian production in the top. I would say in the top 5 in Africa. I think we make very, very good music. We've got very good producers. You can look at what we have, and now we have got a wide range of producers. Back in the day, when we were just starting off, or before we started off, there were just a handful of producers. For example, there would be people like TK, Charlie Mulalami, Ben Blazer. You probably just name maybe 4 or 5 producers. Now you've got hundreds of producers. Some are just here. I don't even know what their names are, but you can tell that the production has really, really improved. So in my opinion, I would say it's moved in the right track. Obviously, we don't have the capacity that some of our friends might have, but in terms of delivering quality and just good production, I think we're up there with the best in Africa, to be honest.
Okay. I like the fact you've said that it can be one of the let me just say black 5 actually, and in Africa. Let's talk about the upcoming one. You being the legend, obviously there's you've received a lot of upcoming ones. Comes with their demo music and say, boss, nachako kanyimbo. In terms of production, in line with their productions, how satisfied are you with the upcoming producers?
Well, there are some that have been impressive, and and the problem I've had with the majority is that they want the easy route out. Like some feel like for as long as you go in the studio and record something, then it's time for them to come out, and but there's a lot that is involved. Some that I've heard, you can tell like what, there's probably potential to grow. There might be some potential to grow. Some is like it's not good enough. Most of the stuff that I've heard might not be necessarily good enough. The ones that have got talent shy away. They keep stuff to themselves, and it's hard to discover some of the most talented. So the people that majority. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm rude or. See, majority of the stuff that I receive in my inbox, to be honest, most of the times I'm not totally impressed because people think it's just go in the studio and just record for as long as you've recorded it and you sing on key, then it's good, But there's a lot that is involved in making quality music. Because first of all, you're competing with what is already there. You're competing with your maps. And like when you're coming up, you have to catch somebody's attention. You're not just going to come on average and expect things to happen. And most of these people probably spend 10 years perfecting their craft. And I always tell people like that. And I'm not saying you should also do 10 years. What I'm trying to say is that art takes time.
Yeah.
Art just doesn't, even the football players to become how good they are at the moment, it took years of perfection, learning, making mistakes, learning. They become at their peak maybe when they're 28. Like, for example, like now, I'll give you football, like Mo Salah. I mean, Mo Salah's been good, but this is when he's hitting his peak. He's 28, 29. This is like 10, 11 years later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So art takes time. It's not just going to happen. People just want you start today and you want to hit next month or you want to hit next year. You're already complaining. Nobody's pushing me. Nobody's doing one. Listen, nobody's going to hold you back. Even you as a DJ.
Yeah.
If somebody brought you a fire song, you're not going to ignore it.
Yeah,
that's
true,
a fact. So when people complain that nobody fingers nobody. Yomaps came up through the same channel. He wasn't signed to any record label. He came up because the music was good. If you're good, you're gonna get noticed, and that's what I tell people. All you have to do, instead of spending a long time on the social media stalking and insulting people, spend that energy in the studio perfecting your art. Keep perfecting it. When somebody tells you this is not right, go back, try and work on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try and work on it, try and improve. See what's working until you get it right. When you get it right, your time comes. And for me, that's the only problem that I usually find with some of the upcoming artists. They don't want to work hard enough. They want things to happen on a silver plate, and nothing's going to happen on a silver plate.
Well, I like the fact the way you've alluded everything, and this brings actually to the second question, which is how an upcoming artist should sell themselves or their brand. Of course, we've seen a lot of artists. Or what they know is that they come to you. Like the way you've said, you've a lot of inboxes which has to do with songs, and obviously they think like, if I give it to KB can help me to sell out. But I think as
for me, like that. It doesn't mean just because you've got a single, I give it to KB, and then I get people like, shit, maybe none. It doesn't work like that. I mean, I'm only going to share something that I think might have some potential. So it's not just about how much should I pay you for? It doesn't work like that. First of all, try and start working on making the right product. Once you get to that point where, for example, and this is what I advise people, you can ask for opinion. It might be me, it might be anybody, Mzenga, whatever. You ask this opinion. What do you think? Then when that person responds and say, this is actually really good, then you can proceed to the next step. You don't just go get into somebody's DM and say, I've got this song, I want you to post it on your social media. And if I don't like it, it will look like manja. So I'm a Protestant. No, I mean, I'm not going to push something I don't believe in. That's the first thing. If I don't think it's good enough, I'm not going to push it. Because people are going to like, you've gotten paid to, it doesn't work like that. So in as much as we want to help people that are ready to help themselves. You have to be good enough. Unfortunately, not everybody's going to be good. It's like a football team only has 11 players. The country has got 18 million people. You all can't be artists, unfortunately. That's the reality, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the problem is. A football team in the whole country only consists of 11 people out of 18 million people. But how many people play soccer? There's a lot that don't even get a chance to get into the team. So really, for you to compete for that space, you need to be good enough.
Okay.
For you to be good enough, you need to work extra hard. That's how it works.
Okay, so I've come across with certain upcoming musicians who says that certain musicians are so rude whereby if you approach them, obviously they'll just say okay, and then they leave you on okay. What are some of?
Let me tell you where the problem is. Listen, I'm a human being. I've got my needs. I've got family. I've got shining. Now imagine. Every single day, my number is there, maybe on Facebook. I expect people to call me for business. And I'm receiving, on average, 30, 40 calls for people just getting my inbox. Oh, please, can you post this for me? It gets to a point where it gets to you because I've got a life as well. Something like for an individual, I've got a life. You don't know how many people are getting my inbox. And when you try to give them advice, some even insult you. Some insult you or some will be rude to you. So it becomes very difficult. Do you understand? So, in that vein, so sometimes it might look, or maybe you might catch me at the wrong time. Maybe I've got some issues I'm going to talk to me, and I'm like, you know what, I'm a little busy now, and they take it for, he's being rude. No, that person not being rude. It's not like I'm getting paid to do it. It's voluntary. When I have time, I'll listen to it and I'll give it feedback. So it's not like it's a job, but people make it look like we owe them, or people in the higher position owe you and they have to do that. No, if they want, they will not give away their number. If I want, I'll make sure that my number is not open to anybody because I want my privacy as well.
Wow.
But we try to help. Not a single day passes without anybody getting an inbox or sending you promos. Some don't even greet you. Some are just getting an inbox and just send you the whole album. Then text you after 2 days. Makamba, I send you my stuff. You haven't listened.
It's a rejecting.
You didn't the person. You didn't even introduce yourself. You just sent the whole album. So I should find time and sit down out of my busy schedule and I start listening to your stuff. Then I give you feedback.
Well,
see how it looks.
Yeah.
And these are some of the skills that these people need to learn, and I say, you're wasting time getting in this non-gig. Where you're supposed to be spending your time is in the studio. Get in the studio, try and work as hard as you can. Try to make your stuff go viral. You don't need people you need yourself. Only you can help yourself.
Only you can help yourself.
Yes, only you can help yourself, not me. I'm not the savior. I can only advise or whatever. I don't hold the keys to your success. Only you hold that. It's only you, so you don't have to blame anybody.
Whoa, that's wise. KB, let's talk about Since we are talking about we are trying to let our upcoming artists learn one or two things actually from you being a legend. Let's also talk about those upcoming one that we've seen. Upcoming one wants to make sure that he pushes the music on web. We've seen others actually. They even tell us of, like the way you've said, they'll just inbox you the song, forget, and then after 3 days or 2 days, after 3 days or 4 days, they'll come back and say, "Bwana, simnaiona nishi nyimbo," and then it'll be like, "Who is this? You didn't even introduce yourself," and then we'll just be rude on you and say, "Nzai posting ako pa website eno baza streaming after ringa pangilepo ndalama." So let's talk about that, where an artist wants to push the song straight forward to the website so that he can be streamed and make money out of it. Is it very much possible for an upcoming artist for his songs to be streamed?
Listen, all of us, when you're starting off, first of all, it's the passion. You can't get into the business and your mindset right at the beginning that I want to start making money. You can't do that. We all started, first of all, what we wanted to do was get our names out there, make sure that, the music is out, people have heard it, and they're happy with it. After you do that, you've built the foundation, you can now start to think, making money. I mean, you're just coming up. Nobody has really heard your music. Of course, there's some that will put it out there and make some money here and there, but you need to build the foundation first. So the first things first. It's like going to school. You can't get to first grade and expect to be in the 12th grade the next week. It doesn't work like that. You have to go through the whole process, get to the final, and move from there. So you have to start from somewhere. Start building the reputation, Start creating a buzz. And I give so many examples that youngsters that are coming up, like Renee Brown and, Josie, all these are people that, they're featured on bigger, and you start to like, oh, there's potential. Now that the potential is there now, like for me personally, when he puts out the music, I want to go, even if he puts it out like on a streaming service, I want to stream it because I've heard him. I know the potential.
Yeah.
Now I can go out there and do it. But this didn't happen overnight. These are guys that have been in the background for like maybe 5-6 years. They didn't just come up like, oh, he just came out here because you heard him last week and you think, oh, no, they've been working in the background. They've probably been putting out a lot of songs that only people in their neighborhood know. You understand?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work involved. So, and I keep saying, don't blame anybody for your failure. I don't hold the key. You don't come to my inbox that because I didn't reply to your message, then you have a vengeance with me. No, have a vengeance with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Work hard. It's not going to happen on a silver plate. Work hard. If it doesn't work, go back in the studio, do something else, put it out. Try to make it go viral. Tell your people to share the music. Somehow we're going to hear it. Music when has a tendency to go around, and I'll hear it. A good song will find itself to the people. Even you DJs have picked up songs that
True.
you don't even know the artist. The artist never approached you, but you picked up a song.
True.
Because it's good. When it's good, it's good. And that's how it is. So instead of wasting time, blaming somebody or blaming the producers or blaming the guys in higher position, keep working hard until one day you're going to get an opportunity.
Wow.
And you can tell your own story.
Well, Kebi, thank you much for coming through. But in your conclusion, I want you to tell us: are we going to expect any project from you?
100%. As we speak, I didn't want to put this out there, but as we speak right now, I'm back in the studio.
Okay.
But I haven't made any announcement.